Let cook up for a second. Is it going up? All right, I'm live, but it's not showing. Okay. There we are. This, create, go live. Live chat. Okay. I'm here. What's up, Efren? Crypto, afternoon, sir. Afternoon to yourself. Give me 2 seconds. Got to set up the TikTok live here. I was doing TikTok live through my computer, but for whatever reason, it flags your stuff for unoriginal content. So we have switched to the phone. So give me 2 seconds. Let me hit go live. All right, we're good. What's up, Spark? How are you? How are y'all doing on this fine Tuesday? We're going to get into some good stuff today. We're going to get into some nice stuff today. Trump USD whip soon. I think we did Soundhound. I want to say we did Soundhound. I think we did it. Eden, what's up, Matt? How are you? What is going on, y'all? What is going on? Made some adjustments to the Discord too, so I'm adding some more channels in there. I got the charting one, got the general chat, working on getting some other stuff added to that as well. Let's see. I can't wait for March Madness to pick back up on Thursday too. I'm excited for that. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the stream. I think we're right on schedule. Yeah, 6:28, right on schedule. Right on schedule. Oh, Afrin, thank you for joining the Discord. What's up, Adri? How are you? What is going on? All right, what are we gonna start? We could start with sound. Let's start with Bitcoin today, and then we'll just join. Yeah, I just saw that on my phone. Welcome to the Discord. What's up, Joel? How are you? Let's start with Bitcoin today, and then we'll kind of mosey our way down. I do want to check out Circle. Getting lots of messages on TikTok. You asking for 20K? No. So another thing too, I don't have any other accounts. This is my main account. I don't have any other accounts. I've been getting so many things popping up on Instagram of fake accounts, messaging my followers and asking. I don't message you first. I don't have a Telegram. I'm not going to request you money. None of that stuff. No, I don't do any of that. So this is my only account. I don't have any other accounts. I don't create other accounts to, repost my videos on. Nope, none of that. Just this account. For those of you on YouTube, just that account. And then for those of you maybe on Twitch or Kick, this is the only account. I don't have anything else. And I won't DM you first. So I do reply to DMs, but I will never send you a DM first because I know that obviously looks scammy. So I will never share. I will never send anything to you. I will never request money. Let me see. What's up, Topper? How you doing? Doing good, man. How are you? Doing good. Do you think that Bitcoin dump is about to make an ABC or just dump? Let me flip the screen. We can go right into that. But just wanted to make an announcement because I've been getting so many people texting me, like my friends that have followed. Because I just kept my same Instagram account from when I created it back in whatever 2016 or whatever. So a lot of my friends were texting me like, "Hey, is this you? Is this you?" I'm like, "No, that's not me." So I have a bunch of apparently scam Instagram accounts and TikTok accounts spamming my followers. I got one of them reported and on Instagram yesterday and canceled, so they're gone. So if you get a DM asking you for money or to join a Telegram or something like that, that's not me. Feel free to report that. Okay, so with that being said, just want to make that quick announcement because they're getting out of control. They're asking for money and shit, and I'm like, all right, y'all need to chill. But let's go over Bitcoin real quick because obviously that is the main thing on everyone's mind, and it also drives altcoins. So we got to know what Bitcoin's doing first to then know what altcoins are doing. And then once we figure out what Bitcoin's doing, then we can get a better, clear picture of that. So on the daily chart right now, I talked about this the other day, how I thought we would have some type of this being the way. Oh, wait, let me change that to yellow. Delete. So for me on the lower time frame, this was a wave 1. I expected some level of ABC bounce to complete a wave 2 and then a drop lower. If we look at this, excuse me one second, let me get some water. All this pollen down here in Georgia's getting me a little bit congested. So, okay. So on the 2 hour time frame, if we look at it on a low time frame, this is the move that I was looking at, or that I did a video on, I think earlier in the week, or was it last week? I can't remember. The wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 wave down. That for me was the initial push for the wave 1. And then I was expecting some level of A, B, C type bounce. It does look like on the smaller time frame we're getting that. Obviously, smaller time frames move differently than daily time frames, so we just got to have to be patient, wait. But it almost looks like we have this A, B, C for an A, B, C for a B, and then we should get some sort of A, B, C, or some type of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to complete an A, B, C structure. The zones that I've been paying attention to for this pullback on this wave 2 are as follows. So if price decides to pump above the top of this right here, it's $76,013. If this price decides to do something like this, then this is not a wave 1, this is not a wave 2. So that's the first level I'm paying attention to, is this starting point right here for this wave 1 drop. If price decides to pump above that, for me, that invalidates it, and this isn't a wave 1. It should just be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A. We get this A, B, C, B, and then we should get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 C to the downside. So that's layer 1. Layer 2 is, these are the key zones. I did it on my video the other day, but the key zones I was paying attention to are, let me extend this a little bit more so it's out of the way. So the zones that I was paying attention to were 70K to basically 73. So between the 0.382 and the 0.618 were the zones I wanted to see price have a wave 2 pullback, and then we should get the drop 3. So those are kind of the key zones. It's 76K, a little bit over 76K, 76K and some change. And then basically anywhere between 73 to 70. We've already pumped up to the 0.5. We're having this B retrace, and we might see a wave C that goes to maybe 72, 73. We could also retrace to 74. That's not off the table. But something within the 74 to 71K region is what I'll be looking for this wave 2 correct retrace, and then we should have a wave 3 dump. So those are kind of the key zones I'm paying attention to. Are we still going to see downside? Yeah, so in my opinion, we will see more downside. This for me is just a wave 2 pullback, and then we'll get the wave 3. And for wave 3, I mentioned in my video this morning, the key zone I'm paying attention to is 58K. Is my next potential zone for Bitcoin. If we retrace to say 73, 59K is my next zone down here at 59K at the 1.618. So basically we would have a 1, a 2 to about 73. Then we'll get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to about 59. An ABC pullback here for the 4, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move down for the 5. So structurally, this is kind of what's next. This being the wave 1, the wave 2, and then we'll have a 5-wave move down for the 3, a 3-wave move for the 4, and then a 5-wave move for the 5. So that's what I'm waiting for Bitcoin. Again, my zones haven't changed. As price action comes out, it may adjust, but 60 to 50K still remain my wave 4 target, or wave 5 target rather. We just got to be patient. Do you know what's worse than ants in the pants? I don't know. What was worse than that? I missed the comment. I'm not entirely sure what that was. Okay. Should I buy at 65? I personally haven't added to my Bitcoin position yet. I'm waiting for the drop. So it really just depends on your strategy. But for me, 60 to 50K, I would look to add there. I'm just waiting right now. I haven't deployed any capital. Just sell puts on IBIT. I am currently in a put from, I entered at 76K, so I am currently in an IBIT put right now. Would you say a drop now is likely? No, so it's going to take time. This to me looks like a wave 1. We had that A wave, B wave, and we should get a C wave up and then a drop, but it could morph into a complex structure like this wave 4 here. We could have a 1, this ABC, and then this ABC, and then this ABC. So it can kind of morph into something like this, and then you get a three-way move down, then a three-way move up, then you get the drop. We really just have to wait for price action to come out. So it's not a yes, but it's not a no. I mean, we could drop from these levels, but on the smaller time frame, it does look like we have one more push up and then a dump. If it breaks 76K, you're saying you expect 78K then drop? Well, let's see. If 76K was to get breached, so say for example this 5-wave move gets invalidated at the top here at right here. Say price moves above the topping point right here at 76K. That would be not necessarily ideal, because then this complex correction just continues. So we already have like multiple 3-wave movements on here. We have an A wave, B wave, C wave, another A, B, C, another A, B, C, another A, and then B, and then C, and then this could be the start of another 3-wave move. So it would just mean things would get choppy. We could see 78 and then a drop, yes, but as it stands right now, it does seem like we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move here. If we get a pullback, I would expect a drop. So that's sort of what's up, Just the Chill Dad. How are you? Thank you for the fan club. Is that Gray? Thank you for the rose. It's so nice seeing someone without Chach and Boss indicator all over the charts. Yeah, so I don't use any indicators, guys and gals. For those of you that are in the stream, I only use my own hand-drawn stuff. So I don't use any indicators other than my own hand-drawn, squiggly lines and my numbers, which obviously you can tell on the chart. I have to hand draw these, like I can place them wherever I want. But for me, I like to keep the chart very simple, very just not a lot of shit on it. If you're able to, sir, can you please check out AOS, Plum Network, and Aether, also altcoin season? Yeah, we can do, actually AOS is one that I'm looking to add to my portfolio. So we can definitely check out AOS. That's something I'm looking to add. What's up, Coach? How are you? And then we're going to do SoundHound as well. So that kind of covers Bitcoin, guys. We're going to jump to another asset now. But as far as Bitcoin's concerned, the key levels that I just mentioned were 76K, which would invalidate this wave 1. But more likely between 74 to 71 is the next zone. And then from there, if we get a reaction, I would expect a wave 3 dump lower. For that wave 3 dump, I'm identifying between 60 to like 58K for the wave 3. And then we'll get a 4 and then a 5. So that's kind of what's next for Bitcoin. Now, I think we did SoundHound before. I think everything's saved. Yes. Yeah, everything's saved on SoundHound. I use the free version of TradingView, so I do get ads every now and then, so just bear with me here. So with SoundHound, my next target's $40 on SoundHound. That's my next target on SoundHound, this being the wave 1 and the wave 2, and then the wave 3 should target $40. If price on the wave 2 drops below this starting point, then this wave 1 would be invalidated, but so far we have a 1, an ABC corrective 2, and then $40 is my next target on SoundHound. When do your waves end? It just depends on the structure of what we're looking at. For me, the zone that I'm looking to basically get to on Bitcoin, because I think that question came out when we were looking at Bitcoin. So on a I'll show you the larger time frame just so you can get a better understanding of like structurally what all this looks like and why the waves and price action are doing what they're doing. So when you look at this larger move, we have the top of the first larger wave 5. So we have a 5-wave move up here ending here. Then we have an A, B, C for an A, and then we have a complex 3-wave movement for a B. And then this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move down for the C. And of this so far, we've had a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. We're currently in the 5th wave. And then when you zoom in on the smaller time frame on this 5th wave, we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a complex 4, and then we're waiting for one more dip lower. So it's not far from here. Like, we're kind of entering into the last portion of what I think is going to be the Bitcoin bottom. And essentially this is the price action I'm looking for next. Something like this towards the downside. And once we get that, obviously for me, if you've been following me for a while now, that is going to mark the bottom of the larger wave count. So this being the macro wave 1, the ABC 2, and then the macro wave 3 for a target of about 200K. We could extend higher than 200K, but base case is 200K. 241 at the 2 is possible. Also 299 at the 2.618 is possible. It just depends on how long we go and how overextended we get. But we should expect a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to the upside towards 200K. Is where my next target is, but it's just these are monthly candles, so it's going to take time to develop. Because I've been hearing dumps since a few weeks now from you. Yeah, I mean, price action takes a while to unfold. It doesn't happen overnight. This whole price action for the wave 4 has been very complex and choppy. There's no impulses to the upside yet, which means the bottom is not in, and we still expect one more leg lower. I will continue to say that until structure proves otherwise. The next zone above this, if we do break 76K, is 87,100. If we fail to break 87,100, we still need the dump lower to complete the structure. Once that ends, my next target is 200K. What if Thursday Trump announces an agreement? I mean, it's possible, but structurally wise, again, I don't trade news while it plays into markets. Obviously, what we saw the other day when Trump, tweeted what he tweeted, and then price, pumped up whatever 5-6%, and then we just dumped it. I was already anticipating that based on the structure and what it was suggesting that we have more downside. So to me, nothing changes. It's just an agreement. That ain't happening. King James, I'm more than happy to respect your opinion, but I disagree. Let me see here. Sorry, let me scroll back up. I need to look at some like it up. What's up, Patrick? Patrick's in the live. Yeah, we can do Ethereum. What is the bottom in your opinion? 60 to 50K. So 60 to 50K is my bottom, and then we start to move up. You guys will continue to hear me say on the wave up, when other people might be bearish on the way up. Once we complete this structure, I'll be looking to, continue this move to the upside towards 200K when others may say we're going to dump to 20. I'll definitely flip my tone towards more of a upswing to 200K, but until then, we need one more drop. Ethereum, yeah, we can do Ethereum. The expected move for Bitcoin is 7,000 30 days out, plus or minus 7,000. I'm not sure. Oh, you mean like price goes down plus or minus 7,000. Okay, that's what you meant. Let's see here. We need hype. What's up, Hoppa? How are you? What's going on? Let's go over to Broadcom. Or no, we were going to do EOS. What's up, Gus? How are you? What is going on? Welcome back. Another day in paradise. Another day, another dollar. So for me on EOS, this is one I'm looking to add to my portfolio. The structure looks very good. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up with this big ABC corrective down. $2 is my next target on EOS, given this structure, and that's basically a 33x from current prices. That's, for me, a great risk to reward based on the structure. I'm looking to add EOS. I'm not adding yet. I haven't added any EOS yet to my portfolio. I'm only probably going to risk maybe 1 to 2% of my overall portfolio to EOS. So again, having proper risk management and a plan to investing is key. You can't just throw all your money at a coin and hope and pray that this thing goes to where you think it's going to go. There's obviously an off chance that EOS goes to zero and completely flops. But structurally wise, it looks like a good risk to reward to $2, which is the next target for this being the wave 1, the wave 2, and then the wave 3. But I'm looking to add as my overall portfolio, probably 1 to 2% of my overall portfolio to EOS, and then VeChain is another one I'm looking to add as well. Hood, yeah, we can look at Hood. Let's see. We did Neo USD the other day. I think that one was still waiting for impulses off the downside. Tau, my next target on Tau is 1300. EOS 100x both cycles. Wait, which was this 100x from the bottom here? Oh wait, that's date range. Are you referring to this being? Oh yeah, that is like 100x. Holy shit. Yeah, so bottom from here was 100x, which is wild. AOS just took off. But you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the wave 2, and the wave 3. Again, it can extend. It doesn't have to go to the 1.618, but if it does from current prices, you know, that's obviously a 35x. If it decides to go to the 4 or the 2.618, that's a 50x. But I do see more downside on AOS when Bitcoin makes its lower move down. I expect AOS to do the same and a lot of other altcoins. So I haven't deployed any capital yet. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to make its move, and then when altcoins retrace lower on Bitcoin's move, I'm looking to add VeChain, EOS are the two altcoins I'm looking to add on this move down. Raining in England, could you look at MetaPlanet? I'm familiar with them, MetaPlanet. They're similar to MicroStrategy, right? They accumulate Bitcoin, they're like a treasury. I'm familiar with it. I haven't looked at the chart in a while, but we can add that to the things to look at for sure. Let me scroll back up here. AO seems dead. Well, that's what everyone thinks on a wave 2. And I mean, altcoins, after they have a massive run up and then a wave 2 down, most of the time they run up. I mean, you can look at all these coins, all the coins out there, look at their charts. They have big run ups and big sell offs. You could say the same thing about SUI. You could say the same thing about a bunch of charts. Wave 2 is the doubtful wave. That's when everyone gets fearful. They get doubtful. They don't think that this is going to last. And the next thing you know, you get a blow off wave 3. So I'm waiting on that. EOS is a good project. I don't think it's going to zero either. I'm just saying, obviously, you never know, right? Any project can go to zero. Like, look at what happened to Mantra. Obviously, it didn't go to zero, but Mantra was at the top, and then all of a sudden it just had like the crater. I think it was Mantra, right? OM, the stock, the crypto OM, when it was up at the top, and then it just had that straight drop. So there obviously carries risk with any investment. That's why they call it an investment. You try to do the best to your ability to mitigate that risk and have proper risk management. That's why for me, with EOS, obviously it's a smaller market cap coin, higher volatility. I like the risk to reward right here. So that's why I'm adding it to my portfolio. XRP, yeah, XRP. I'm looking for a spot entry on Solana. Solana looks pretty good too. I saw that there was a lot of people requesting Solana in the chat, so we can look at Solana. And then we can look at Robinhood. Again, it's going to my targets, Sparsh. It's going to my targets. We were talking about Robinhood back in February when I said it would probably go to $63, and we're approaching that now. So it does look like a pretty good add at these levels. But Solana's looking pretty good too. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the initial wave 1. Then we have a wave 2, and then we're currently in a wave 3. Of the wave 3, we've had this initial 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move, followed by this ABC. And then my next targets on Solana are between, we covered it yesterday, it was like $78 to about $55, somewhere in that range on this next move down. And then 522 is my next target on Solana. So I do expect more downside on Solana, but the risk to reward after that is 522 is my next target. Solana looks really good. It's got really good structure. It's similar to EOS, right? You have this big, massive 5-way move with a big correction. Hasn't retraced, quite as near as EOS down, down here, but nonetheless, you did have a pretty good correction from the all-time high. I mean, it's already down 70% from all-time highs. So you could also say Solana's dead, but it's not. So just wait for this thing to wake back up, and 522 is my next target. Can you do a quick explanation of Elliott Wave and how you balance the time frames within the waves? Yeah, 100%. So the easiest way that I can explain Elliott Wave is the one and only Sparsh's favorite stock, Hood. This is just a really clean example of how Elliott Wave Theory works. Let me clean up the chart so you can see. So these are the weekly time frames for Hood, but I can even show you on the monthly time frame. So we'll start with the monthly, and then we'll go down to the weekly. So essentially how Elliott Wave Theory works and my strategy, how I operate as far as investing in the markets, making sure I have proper risk management. Sizing is very important, but from a pure technical analysis standpoint, what I'm trying to do with my technical analysis is find good buying zones for stocks, for crypto, whatever it is that you're, anything with a chart. You're just trying to find, are these good levels to buy? Are they good levels to sell? The way that I do this is through Elliott Wave Theory. It provides clear structure, it provides rules, it provides guidance of where are good, buying zones and then where are good selling zones. And for me, Elliott Wave Theory has proven the best for this. I've been, I was an advisor for 3 years. I, had my series licenses. I was, a full-time advisor. Like that was my job. And read a lot of books, tried a bunch of strategies, went through YouTube University. And after 8 years of trial and error, burning through accounts with other strategies, day trading, swing trading, doing everything under the sun that you've probably seen all over social media. I've tried all that shit. It doesn't work. I never time anything correctly. I never get in when I want to get in or get out when I don't want to get out. Elliott Wave Theory has proven the best for me. It works because it's very simple. It's simple in the sense that it's not a complex strategy, but it takes time to learn. So the basis behind Elliott Wave Theory and how charting works on it is you're basically trying to find something like this on the chart, where you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is essentially what you're trying to find on a chart, is identify 5 moves up and then you wait for a 3-wave pullback. That's essentially what you're trying to identify on a chart. And then there's zones. So after this 5-wave move, you take the fib retracement tool, you take it from the bottom of the starting point of the wave to the top point. And then my strategy, how I operate in it, is you identify the 0.382 to the 0.618. Those for me are buying zones. So I buy a little bit at the 0.382, I buy a little bit at the 0.5, I buy a little bit at the 0.618. And if price does continue to drop lower, I buy a little bit at the 0.786, wait for the reversal and hold. And obviously I'm a long-term investor, so I wait and I hold. And then what happens is you get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up. And there's targets using the Fibonacci tool to chart out those targets. But essentially that's the strategy in a nutshell, is you identify 5-wave moves, you wait for a 3-wave pullback, and you enter between the 0.382 to the 0.618. That for me is my strategy. It really depends on how you want to do it. You can wait for the 0.5 to enter. You can wait for a 0.618 to enter. But what typically happens is sometimes price will pull down to the 0.382 and completely reverse on you and, move in the direction you thought it was going to do. Sometimes it pulls down to the 0.382, bounces up, and then pulls down to the 0.618. So if you entered at the 0.382 and didn't buy on the way down, you obviously didn't take advantage of the opportunity to buy in lower your cost average. So you missed out on that opportunity. So the way that I like to do it is you layer in and you dollar cost average in as price drops to your zones. For me, I have a whole strategy around it. I know, like, if I'm going to put $1,000 in a stock, I have certain percentages of that $1,000 that I start dollar cost averaging in. It's a higher percentage at the 0.382, higher percentage at the 0.5, and a less of a percentage at the 0.618. So that if price does come down to the 0.38, I'm in the trade, and if it reverses, I don't FOMO. But if the price comes down to the 0.382, pops up, and then goes down to the 0.5, I've entered once at the 0.382, and I've entered again at the 0.5, so I'm in twice. And then if price reverses, I've lowered my cost average and increased my size, and it maximizes my reward to the upside. Now, if price goes down to the 0.382, chops up, and then goes down more, then I've added 2 more buying zones to my position, increased my overall position, lowered my cost average, and increased my reward to the upside. So that, in a nutshell, is what Elliott Wave Theory is. A good example of this is Robinhood. So when you look at Robinhood's chart, you see this is the monthly time frame. So on the monthly time frame, you identify a wave 1, a drop 2, a wave 3, a drop 4, and then a wave 5. So boom, just what I drew out is what you identified. The way that you go about doing this, or at least what I do, is identify big drops. So I identify this big drop here, this big drop here. In between this big drop, what happened with price? We had a wave 5 up, we had a wave 1 down, and then we had this wave 3 in between. So that completes the structure. You have the 1, you identify the drop 2, the wave 3, the drop 4, and the wave 5. Okay, boom, perfect. Now what you do is drop down to the lower time frame on the weekly. So you go from monthly to weekly, and then what you want to do is identify each one of these waves to make sure they have 5 smaller sub waves on it. So with wave 1, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, that's wave 1. Then we have an ABC 2, so we have a 3-wave movement for the 2, follows the rules. Then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave movement for the 3, a 3 wave movement for the 4, and then we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave movement for the 5. Then we're starting this ABC movement down. Now on Robinhood, again, what did I mention just before? We wait for key zones to get hit. What did Robinhood do? Let me zoom in here. So what did Robinhood do? It went down to almost the 0.382, popped up, then crossed the 0.382, so that triggers buy number 1, dropped down to the 0.5, triggers buy number 2, and then we are approaching the 0.618, which is right at $63. I was talking about it on the smaller time frame on this ABC wave here, this C wave. My expectation with the price would come down to about $63 to $64. It's currently at $69. I do think we hit the 0.618, and we'll see what price action does there. But if you would have stuck to the strategy and buying at these 3 levels, you would be in the trade, then you would lower your cost average, and then you would lower it again, and then wait for the next move up. And then on Robinhood, my next targets on it, which Sparsh knows, because this is his favorite stock, and he's got a lot of funds allocated to Robinhood, and it looks great from a fundamental standpoint. But if we see $63, which is my next target on the short term, 300 is my next target on the higher time frame. So this would be a wave 1, a wave 2, and then wave 3 would target 300. So that's essentially how Elliott Wave Theory works in a nutshell. Do you see Circle closing the CME gap at 63 before coming back up? Yeah, we can look at Circle. Circle is actually one that's on my radar. I did buy some today, actually, and again, my strategy with the 0.382 to the 0.618, that's when I start layering in. So strategy is one, or Circle is actually one that I'm allocating to right now. Could you take a look at Hype? Yeah, we can look at Hype, Topper. Yeah, we can do Hype. Oh wait, 94. Okay, I dropped all the way to the bottom. Give me a second. I gotta scroll up here a little bit. You literally have the fib upside down. I don't know what you're referring to, Scout Bunny. You have the fib drawn backwards. I don't know which fib you're referring to. Are you referring to this fib? This is how you use the fib. You take it from the bottom to the top, and then you identify fib level. So I don't know what you're talking about. That's just deep retracement. No, I don't know what you're referring to, Bambi. I must have missed that. Draw the fib the other way. You're talking about this way? From the top to the bottom? That's not how it works. That's not how the fibs work. You start it from the bottom to the top. You don't go the top down. That doesn't make any sense. Can you explain the benefit for utilizing the Fibonacci tool? So when you use the Fibonacci tool, there's 2 of them. There's the trend-based Fibonacci extension and the fib retracement. It's all part of Elliott Wave Theory. And when you look at Elliott Wave Theory, there's rules around what price does off of these levels. So it's all based in the Elliott Wave Theory and all the rules around it. I appreciate the info. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, happy to help. In that Hood example, you're thinking up and the larger time frame provides the directional bias. Yeah, so for Hood, again, $63 is my lower target, and then 300's next. So this being the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1, we're in the ABC2, and then we'll get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up for the wave 3. So essentially you have the wave 1, the wave 2, and of the wave 1, you have the 5 waves up. So you have 5 waves up for a wave 1, 3 wave move down for a wave 2, and then you have 5 waves move up for the wave 3. Again, these are monthly candles, so it's going to take obviously time to develop, but this is a good discounted value for Robinhood, and then you'll get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to the upside. My first target would be 300 without price action coming out. So right now, just using the data at our fingertips is the only thing that we have at our disposal is what the strategy suggests and the rules around it. That being $300 is the next target. However, price action does do this. When we get the initial 1, with the 2, we couldn't get an extended 3. If the 3 extends through these targets, what happens next is we get a 4 and a 5. So you just got to let price action come out and adapt, but the initial target without having price action for the wave 3 is 300. Are you not concerned that you have a lot of one-way bets, i.e. all crypto related except Neo? Not saying it's bad, I'm with you. Yeah, yes and no. I mean, yeah, for sure. Am I overexposed to the crypto industry? Potentially. But the risk to reward right now in crypto looks amazing. And it is, for me, the where technology is moving to. So I think placing a bet there makes sense because you have tokenized assets coming, you have BlackRock moving to the blockchain, you have all of these institutional people trying to build blockchains and building on top of Ethereum, creating strategic reserves for crypto. Like, I think everything's moving that way. So positioning myself now in the big players that are kind of adopting this new technology and adopting blockchain, I think for me is just a really good bet. Like Circle, for example, they're big in the USDC space. Do I think USDC is going to go anywhere? No, because there's all this legislation around digital currency and what's it called? Digital currency and blockchain technology and getting a tokenized dollar and tokenizing gold and tokenizing all these assets. So I think betting on things like Circle and Robinhood doing the things that it's doing, and from a fundamental standpoint, that's why I bet on it. But from a technical standpoint, when you look at these charts, what has been beaten down the most? It's everything related to crypto. So the risk to reward just looks really good for like Robinhood, right? There's a 5x on the table. MSTR, there's a 10x on the table. Like looking at that, BMNR and SBET, those Ethereum treasuries, they're going to outperform very good when Ethereum starts making its move up. Like BMNR and SBET are things that I'm actually looking to accumulate right now because I think those things are going to outperform. How much do the candles matter? I just started paper trading today. The fact that you're paper trading is great. Don't start with real money. Start with paper trading. Treat it like it's real and learn how to do it. I love that. So shout out to you for doing the paper trading first and taking the time to learn it as opposed to just blindly throwing money out there. It's going to save you a lot of mental fatigue. So shout out to you on there. It's not necessarily that the candles matter or not. It's just a visual representation of price. So for me, I would pay less attention to the candles itself and more to what price action is doing. For me, that's why I like Elliott Wave Theory, because yes, you can use candles, but you can also put it in like a line chart, which makes it a little less clear, kind of. But on the line chart, you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 2, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. You can't really see the 5 on the line chart, but when you do it on the candles, you can see it a little bit clearer. But it's more of just a visual representation. You can kind of use it however you will. What time frames do these usually play out? So Elliott Wave Theory, the cool part about it is it's fractal, so you can use it on any time frame. You can use this on monthly time frame to identify 5 waves up. You can use it on the weekly time frame to identify 5 waves of a larger wave 1. You can use it on the daily time frame on Bitcoin, for example. When you look at Bitcoin on the, let me take the lines out of here so you can see it, but you can use it on, like if we go to the 2-hour on Bitcoin, for example, just so you can see kind of like structurally what it looks like. On Bitcoin, you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave movement with this ABC developing. So you can use it on any time frame. I don't really day trade, like I just don't have time for it. I'm mainly an investor because there's just more risk mitigation you can do when you're dealing with monthly time frames. And quite honestly, when you have these big risk to reward opportunities, I feel like you just make a lot more because with day trading, you're trading so much more. You're allocating, small amounts of capital. You're mainly playing a risk management game as opposed to, truly a capital appreciation game because you're constantly trying to catch little swings, which it can work, but 90 to 95%, probably 99% of people who actually day trade lose money. So you're playing in a very tough pond. Whereas for me, long-term investing takes the headache out of day trading and just like the stress that day trading comes with. I've tried it before. I've made money. I've lost money. I kind of came out semi-even. I probably lost more than I won, honestly, because I was trying out so many different strategies. But you get so stressed about it. You're constantly looking at like 5-minute and 15-minute time frames, looking for like these little fucking moves. And you're making, little bips of pieces of like crumbs. You're making crumbs in comparison to an investor where we buy at an undervalued position and hold for a 4x. Like, I don't know. Just for me, that's how I personally like to do it. And you get more time, and you don't have to play the risk game, because when you buy at undervalued positions, you hold. And this could take, 2 years to play out, but you're eliminating the headache of trying to deal with small time frames. So that's just my personality. I don't have enough time to do it. So to each their own. Why not wait for confirmation? Why not just wait for confirmation rather than trying to cost average? It depends on what you mean by confirmation. There's so many things that you can look at for confirmation, but you can miss the move. Like when you look at certain things, you could say, oh, price came down to the 0.5 and is bouncing and it's rapidly appreciating. So you might say, oh, well, that, for Bitcoin, for example, look at this one. So on Bitcoin, we have this move right here. So where did price go on Bitcoin? It almost touched the 0.382. And then if you would have said, okay, let me wait for confirmation, you get this, whatever your version of confirmation is, bullish engulfing, whatever, term you want to call it, you get a rapid price appreciation off. You might have said, okay, price came down to 0.382. I waited for confirmation. And then next thing you know, you get this huge candle up. So you didn't buy down here, you waited for confirmation. So instead of buying at 78,000, you bought at 87. So you missed out on a $9,000 to $10,000 move. You buy, wait for confirmation, you say bottoms in. Next thing you know, price moves up. But if you don't know that this is a corrective wave, being an ABC, an ABC, and an ABC, you would have thought this was the top. But for me, this was just a corrective B, and that price was due for a correction down. So you waited for the confirmation. Now you missed out on a $9,000 move. You're in the trade. You're like, yes, my analysis was right. Next thing you know, it dumps on you. So rather than doing that, I just dollar cost average in and don't play the waiting and don't play the confirmation game, because you can never time things to perfect bottoms. So I buy at the 0.382, price goes up, I'm in the trade, great. But if price reverses, I buy in at the 0.5 and then I buy in at the 0.618. Boom. I'm in the trade 3 times, eliminated the headache of waiting for confirmation. Do you use macroeconomics? I mean, not really. Yes and no. I mean, I'm not like a macroeconomic guy. Like I pay attention to, the news and some of the macroeconomic stuff from a fundamental standpoint. Like if I'm investing in a company, like I want to make sure that they're, doing good and they're not just like losing money every single day. So if that counts as macro, sure. But it depends on what you mean by macroeconomics, like what your term of macroeconomics is. For me, I just do fundamental analysis on stocks and cryptos, and then I look at the chart and then just do technical analysis and invest. Let me see here. I missed all these comments. Give me 1 second. I'm scrolling up here. What point of cycle do you think we are in right now, and what time frame looking to accumulate? Is that Jessica? Good question, Jessica. So I don't play based off cycles. I think the 4-year cycle is catching a lot of people off guard. I think so many people are used to Bitcoin just continuing to repeat every single year. Like it tops in November, so then it tops here. And, everyone's just repeating the same old stuff over and over again on Twitter. And they're like, oh, the top's in back here, because the top's in here, that means that it's following the 4-year cycle. So that means, because I see it all over Twitter in the comments on my videos and TikTok lives, when people come in here, they're like, well, Bitcoin back in this time frame, what did it bottom in October and it topped in what? November. So they're like, okay, it topped in November, it bottomed in October. So what does that mean next? Well, Bitcoin topped in October, so it's going to bottom in October. That's what they're saying. I see it all the time. They're like, well, isn't the bottom going to be in October? But the chart is very different and the price action is very different. every single time it moves. You never get something that repeats itself every single time. For me, I don't go off cycles. I just go off of the price action that I have. So for me, the bottom is in soon. I'm not waiting till October when everyone thinks the bottom's going to come in. For me, I think what's going to happen, and I could be wrong, sure, but what I think is going to happen is price is going to go down to my zone, 60 to 50K. Everyone's going to, say what they say, this is not the bottom. We're going to get a pump up and then we're going to get another dump. So that is what I think most people are going to say. We're going to get some level of a short bounce and then we're going to come down till October. This will be the bottom down here. What I think is next is we bottom, we start the wave 1, we get the wave 2, everyone says they're right, and then we get a massive wave 3, 4, and a 5. So for me, that's what's next, is we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moving up to 200. And if I was looking to accumulate, 60 to 50K is my next zone. So 60 to 50K is what I'm looking to, if I was looking to get in Bitcoin, I'm in Bitcoin, I dollar cost average in a lot in 2022 and 2023. So I would just be looking to add to my spot position. It's not, buying for the first time, but 60 to 50K for me is a good dollar cost average zone. No buy. Oh, what's up, JY? How are you? No buys on EOS of VeChain yet? Nope, not yet. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to make its dump lower, and then I'll be allocating funds to altcoins. So nothing yet. If you could only choose one crypto with your best risk to reward, what coin would you choose? So for me, it's more about diversification, not choosing one coin. Whereas I think a lot of people get that maybe a little bit confused because they're all like, where can I make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time? And where do I invest it to make the best multiple? Where I think you should divide up. Instead of investing in one coin, you should pick, maybe 3 to 5 and diversify that. My strategy is 50% of your portfolio should be Bitcoin, 30% should be like XRP, Solana, Ethereum, and then 15% should be in large cap alts like Tau, Link, trying to think of some other ones, just some of those larger cap ones, over $1 billion market, SUI. That should be about 15% of your portfolio, and then another 5 to 10% should be in small cap alts with big risk to reward. So think VeChain, EOS. You could throw a meme coin in there if you want, high risk, high reward type plays, but you mitigated that risk by investing, 50% in Bitcoin, 50%, 30% in Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. So that's how I approach it. I don't pick one coin. XRP looks good, Solana looks good, Ethereum looks good. There's a lot of things out there that look good. It just, again, proper risk management and diversification is key, not just picking one thing. Hood to $300 is insane. There are too many other players that are eating up Hood's profits. Structurally wise, 300 is next. So while it might seem insane now, $300 is next. While Bitcoin 200K might seem insane, it's next. Again, just based on the chart and the rules. When I'm saying these things, everyone will say, well, that looks insane. And then when it happens, in hindsight, they're going to be like, oh, wait, that actually makes sense. The price action suggests this, the fundamentals are catching up, whatever, but everything looks insane until it happens. Yeah, I'm waiting for Bitcoin to make a final leg down before buying VeChain and EOS. How much have you made this year trading? I don't trade, I'm an investor. A mil. What's up, Chris? Yeah, a mil, yeah. So still waiting. Oh, what's up, John? How are you? Still waiting on 60 to 50? Yep, no changes. 60 to 50. Let me scroll up here. Thoughts on Microsoft being down this year? Goodbye. I do think Microsoft is at a good dollar cost average level. It did retrace a big time for sure. Let's see. What do you think VeChain price wise could get? So VeChain is an interesting one. Obviously, it's a high risk, high reward, lower market cap play. That's why I always say having proper risk management is good. And for me, I'm only allocating probably 1 to 2% of my overall portfolio. So if I have $100, a dollar of that would be going to VeChain because it is a higher risk, higher volatility, lower market cap token with, again, I don't think VeChain is going to zero. It does have a lot of good fundamental stuff going for it, but it could, any investment could go to zero, even big market cap things. You see, huge 20, 30, 40, 50% declines on things you're like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. It's a massive market cap. So everything has and moves in waves, and you don't necessarily know, which coin could potentially go to zero. It's, again, all about having proper risk management. But my next target on EOS is 43 cents. This being the wave 1 with the ABC2, and then the wave 3 is next. I'm looking at adding VeChain to my portfolio. I think from a fundamental standpoint, it looks pretty good. And from a charting risk reward perspective, I mean, this is like a 50x on the table. So I'll take that. Global macro trading, finding expansions, contraction, and riding those trends. Yeah, I mean, Elliott Wave factors that in, Richard. So that's what I love about Elliott Wave Theory so much, is it kind of combines investor psychology with technical analysis. And that's why when you see these patterns in markets, it repeats itself. Obviously, it's not the same every single time, but there was like a psychology portion of Elliott Wave Theory. The guy that made it, I think his name was Ralph Nelson Elliott. He made it back in like the early 1900s. So it's been around for over 100 years. And it factored in like market trends and psychology and why markets move the way that they move. So it kind of factors some of that stuff in. What is Dave theory and how many theories are out there? I don't know what Dave theory is, but Elliott Wave Theory is the one that I use. Oh yeah, we were going to look at Circle. We can look at Stellar too. S&P forecast to go lower, so will you not wait for a drop in this before investing in Hood, or is Elliott Wave target, will you go? So yes and no. I mean, I do have lower targets on the S&P. So if we look at SPY, I already have everything charted out. On the S&P, I already have a 5-way move for the S&P. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My next targets on the SPY are between 564 to 481. While it probably will have an effect on Hood, again, it's all about dollar cost averaging and risk management. And the 0.618 to the 0.786 are good, deep value retracement zones. I do think Hood sees $63. We're almost there now. Could this have a broader effect on the overall market? 100%. But it's all about dollar cost averaging in and not trying to time the bottom to the perfect absolute certainty, is sort of how I operate my strategy. But again, certain charts move differently. Like, yes, there are assets that are correlated to the S&P. So every time the S&P dumps, other things dump. But there are also things that are not necessarily as correlated. So if the S&P does go down, there are assets that, do the inverse, right? There's some that are correlated, some that are not. I want to say there's ways you can see which assets are more correlated, but you're never going to be able to time bottoms perfectly. You're never going to be able to time tops perfectly. It's all about having a strategy and having a game plan and looking at an asset and saying, okay, do I like the company? Do I like the fundamentals? Does it make sense for me to invest in this? Okay, if it does, then you use technical analysis to identify zones that are at, undervalued positions. And the 0.382 to the 0.618 is a good value discount, because if you look at SPY, for example, if we correct to the 0.382, that's a 20, almost a 20% drop from the all-time high. The 0.5 is a 25, and then the 0.618 is a 30. So those are great dollar cost averaging zones. Could the SPY go down to 786? Could it continue lower? Sure. But as you look at the smaller time frame, it provides a little bit of clarity. But at the end of the day, when you have corrections, you can morph into complex corrections where you get like these big A wave, B wave, and C wave. And the great example that I can show you of that is the 2008 financial crisis. Back in this, you have this massive wave 1 with this big correction, down. And when you look at this correction, it looks like we have an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. So you would think, based on that correction of that structure, we've already corrected down to the 0.618 here, right? So you have this big run up, then this, the dot-com bubble burst, we go down to the 0.618, and you're saying, oh, wow, this is a great discount. And then what does price do off of the low? Well, you kind of have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type structure. I mean, it kind of looks more like an ABC, honestly. It looks like an A wave, B wave, and a C wave. So you're thinking, oh, wow, I had a massive run up from, 86 to 100. I made 100% gain. But then what did price do again? It dipped lower. past your entry at the 0.618, went down to the 0.786, and then reversed. So you can never time these things perfectly. You can only have a game plan, which is why I do sort of what I do for my strategy, because sometimes the price retraces to the 0.5, sometimes it goes down to the 0.618, sometimes it goes down to the 0.786, which is more of a rare occasion. It happens more with higher volatility, lower market cap coins. You typically see a retrace to the 0.786. But you could also get a retracement that's shallow to the 0.382 and then price reverses. And if you don't have a game plan to add here, you could FOMO in, because next thing you know, price goes down. You're like, all right, I'm waiting for, you know, a further retracement down to the 0.5 or the 0.618. What do you know? Price goes like this, reverses. You get fearful and you get greedy that you missed the move, so you buy higher. And then next thing you know, you're buying at all-time highs, and then you don't capitalize on the best risk to reward and the best profit. So it's all about having a strategy. That's why for me these levels are key. But yes, Robinhood is kind of following Bitcoin. Obviously they're pretty correlated. They're kind of in the same shtick. All right, I missed a lot of these comments. Let me scroll down here. Let me see here. Let me see. Or what was the next one we were going to look at? Circle. That was right. Circle. So for me, Circle, this is on my watch list. On the daily time frame, you can see the start of an impulsive move for the daily time frame, which I marked out. I think I did a video for Circle. I can't remember, but I had a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. And then of this wave, look where price retraced. Look where price retraced on this wave right here. Right down to the 0.382. So that's where price is sitting. I do think with this big move, I mean, it kind of looks like, I looked at it on the smaller time frame, it kind of looks like an ABC type structure. So who knows what happens off here? You know, do we get another ABC structure to the upside and then an ABC structure down to the 0.5? It's possible. The only thing we don't know is what happens off of these lows. So again, having a strategy is important. We do have an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down to the 0.382. We could reverse here and just get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to the upside. That is possible. Or we could get an A wave, B wave, C wave, and then that means further corrections on the table. So right now, I'm just layering into Circle. I bought a little bit today on this dip. If price sees the 0.5 to the 0.618, I'll just buy more. And then my next target, assuming, say for example, this is the bottom and we don't see the 0.5 or 0.618, my next target on Circle will be 238. So we would get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up to 238 is my next target. And then this is the start of another massive move. So basically what do I mean by that is this is the start of wave 1. Then we have wave 2. Then we have wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 of a large wave 1. And then what you'll get is an ABC and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up for the large wave 3. So this is just the start of a wave. This is the 5-wave move of a wave 1 of a larger wave 1. So this is wave 1 of 5. Essentially, you'll have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have an ABC, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's essentially what's next for Circle. Obviously, if things get invalidated, it changes that. But this is what's next, as long as it, follows the price action I think it's going to do. Yo, what's up, Dr. Thunder? How are you? CN? Yeah, we could look at CN. What do we got here? In stocks, rarely. I say rarely. In crypto, does that happen? I'm not sure what that was in reference to. Trending treasuries. I'm not sure what. I missed that. Where did you go to learn? Self-taught, but I read a lot of books and just a lot of trial and error. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. You gotta put in the work, you gotta put in the time, you gotta be willing to fail, and you gotta document your process, because you can see, like, I know that everyone likes to comment on my stuff and say, well, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Obviously, it could not. You're more than happy to be entitled to your opinion. Again, I don't really care. It's just my own work, and I'm documenting everything for myself. I don't do it for you. I do it for myself. So you're more than welcome to hate on my work. I don't really give a shit. But when you're looking at this chart and you're trying to learn Elliott Wave Theory, right? And you see this chart, obviously, if you're sitting at today, you can look back on this and say, oh, wow, I see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. Obviously, because it's in hindsight, right? You're looking at a move in February or March of 2026, looking at past price action, going, okay, I see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. Perfect. I see this, everything. But what you don't realize is what comes next. You don't know, and you don't have the ability to look in the past to see what happens. So when I put myself out there and identify things on the smaller time frame and predict what happens next, you know, things could go differently, but that requires a lot of time and a lot of effort. Like when I was predicting things back in December, saying we were going to do a wave lower, everyone was telling me I was wrong. They were saying, you're wrong. It's not going to do that. You know, price is going to continue up. What are you talking about? Prices at, you know, almost 100K. We're going to new all-time highs, etc., etc. What I identified on the smaller time frame was a wave 1, 2. We were in the 3, and I was expecting a 5 down. And then what happened? The Epstein files, everything else came out during this period of time, and everyone was saying, well, the reason that price isn't going to all-time high is because of all this negative news, and that's the reason price is going down. No, it was going down because of the structure. The price action was suggesting it prior to all this news coming out. And then what have I identified on the smaller time frame now? A 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, when this price action comes out and we get this drop 5, everyone's going to be like, you know, whatever this negative news comes out during this drop, they're going to say, well, that's the reason it's going down. It wasn't price action. And then on the monthly time frame, when I'm predicting this to happen next, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up to 200, everyone's going to be thinking that we're going to dump down to 20K, 30K, bear market goes till October. And then price action will come out, and then everyone will say, well, it's because of X, Y, and Z. You know, I'm going to post videos about this now because price action's out. So I'm an Elliott Wave guru now because I already have all the structure, so I can talk about it in the past. You can't do that. So when you're investing, when you're trading, when you're doing whatever you're doing, you have to put in a lot of work. You have to put in a lot of practice, and you have to have the ability to predict these things in the future and determine if you were right or if you're wrong or if your analysis needs further correction. So I hope that helps. Because it doesn't just come overnight. Like when you analyze things in the past, it makes more sense. But when you try to analyze things in the future, obviously it's more unpredictable. ABC, bro, come on. I don't know what that comment is for, Edgar. It sounds like you're the investing guru, so we should all listen to you. Did I miss my biddy? What's up, Juicy Juice? Nah, Bitcoin, we're still on Bitcoin. It's going... Sheesh, Blueberry said, I've never heard this ABC BS. Is this the alphabet? It's funny when the haters comment back to each other, like, you guys seem like bots. So you can just, you can go ahead and get out of the live. Let's see. 60 to 50K? Yep, 60 to 50K next. It was a bear flag at 80 to 90K, then nuke. No, it was, price action structure was suggesting downwards, but feel free to stay sidelined. Feel free to stay silent. That's fine with me. What up, big dog? Nothing much. Nothing much. How are you? When do you think it'll go to 200K? So I don't chart based off time. I chart based off price and structure. So until a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move happens, I'm just waiting for that to happen. Let's see. What's been your best result on a prediction? I mean, I've been documenting the Bitcoin price ever since 100K on the wave down. So you guys see those Bitcoin videos every single morning. I would say that's a good example of my work. You know, as the price has gone the way that I thought it was going, that's kind of just all been outlaid there. But, I mean, I think Robinhood, I predicted it was going to go to 63 either a couple weeks or a month ago, and it's kind of going to my target. I think those are good ones. I don't really know. I mean, I just kind of, gold, I was talking about gold was topped for weeks before it ended up having the price action it had. So that one was another one, I guess you could throw in there, because we were on live stream. For those of you that were here, you know, for the live stream, I was talking about gold being topped back here. You know, I was saying, hey, you shouldn't invest in gold, you know, at this region. It looks topped based on the structure, and then we got this big leg down. So that's all documented on my YouTube. Like, I was talking about gold being topped somewhere, I want to say somewhere around here, one of these tops. I can't remember which one it was, but I was like, this is top, don't invest in gold now. And then we got this big decline. So I've been following you since you started live streaming the clips. You've been bang on. Yeah, I appreciate that, Gus. Yeah, you were here since the beginning, so you know. Coinbase looks really good too. We can go to Coinbase for sure. Let's see. What's up, Aura? You were doing great, bro. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I understand everything you're saying. These haters just comprehend. I was like guy like 6 years. I don't know what that comment was for, or in reference to. Let's see. Spy will go to, okay, still a rookie, but it finally all makes sense, like literally this week for me. That's awesome. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time for sure. Becker said, I love how you nerd out on this stuff. It gets me pumped to learn. I mean, hey, I love this shit. I really do. This is such a passion of mine, like investing, charting, like I'm addicted to this shit. You guys saw it. Like when I said on stream, when I was going to watch all the March Madness games, I was like, nah, I'm not going to post that much today. Like, and then I just get like this itch and I'm like, I need to get back to the charts. I need to look at the charts. Like, it's like an addiction for me. I mean, I just love it. So it's nice to know that I also help other people in doing so, because this is just like my passion and my obsession. I should have known gold was going to top when I saw someone with his laptop looking at the gold chart in the bar. I don't. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that happened. So that happened in 2021 too. Everyone came out the woodwork and was like, how do I invest in crypto? How do I buy Bitcoin? If that ain't a top signal, I don't know what else is. Yeah, I remember back in November, I was at a tailgate. I was at an Auburn tailgate, and I just had people that like had no business being in crypto, and they're like, hey, how do I get in crypto? I'm like, sell that shit now, sell it now. You know, the people that shouldn't be talking about this or talking about it, they've seen a YouTube clip, fucking sell everything. At the bar when I was drinking. Yeah, if he's looking at gold at the bar, sell that shit now. Love the cues for gold. Yeah, everyone's FOMO into gold. They're gonna get wrecked. I mean, they kind of are already. The thing is too, when I posted my clip on gold about how I was saying it was topped and to expect these levels to the downside, I got so many comments in my video saying that ain't gonna happen, you're wrong, gold's going here, you know, yada yada yada. I'm like, just tell me you bought the top without telling me you bought the top, and now you're emotional because it's doing what I said it was gonna do. And everyone's like, well, I'll see what gold does this week, you know, maybe it'll go up. I'm like, maybe ain't a strategy, bro. Maybe ain't a strategy. So for XLM, I do personally own XLM. I do like XLM. I have this being the wave 1, the wave 2, and you might think, well, isn't this an impulsive wave? For me, no. If you look at it on the smaller time frame, it's more of an ABC type move. But and this can't be a wave 1 with the wave 2, and this be the wave 3, because the wave, you know, obviously it didn't. You can't have that price action to do that. So for me, this was the wave 1. This was an ABC structure, and then we finally had the first impulse off the low here with this ABC. It's kind of very similar to XRP. My next target on XLM is right around $1.57 is my next target. But with this big explosive wave 1, I do think we see a potential extension, because charting out this wave 1 right here, it's already going to $1 at the 1.618 for the wave 3, this being the wave 1, ABC 2, wave 3 here, then we should get a wave 4 and a wave 5. So somewhere between, ideally somewhere between $1 and like $2 is a target for XLM for me, being that this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this wave 3, and then we'll get an ABC pullback, and then we'll get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up to complete a 5-wave move on a larger time frame. But $1 to $2 is my wave 3 target for XLM. Let's see what else we got here. Tau. Yep. Oh, we can do Tau. Tau looks pretty. I mean, my next target on Tau is 1300. Need to get the CN. Yeah, we can look at CN. CN's been pumping. I've been watching it. I've been seeing it. I've been seeing that stuff. CN looks pretty. Let's look at CN. We didn't do CN in a while. I mean, CN's just been ripping. But let's see. Monthly time frame. For me, I didn't see any impulsive waves in this entire structure. It was really just, I mean, you could kind of see it, right? Just price kind of just chops over itself. It really doesn't show a whole lot of price action here. I mean, this doesn't even look like a wave one because the wave 1, 2, and then this kind of overlaps. For me, the start of the impulse was here. This being the wave 1, wave 2, and then the wave 3. On the weekly, let's see what we got. So on the weekly time frame, it looks like we have this being the wave 1, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so we should get a pullback here for a 4, meaning, let me move these out of the way. So this just looks like an extended third wave, this being the wave 1, wave 2, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, a wave 4, and then a wave 5. So I think there's more upside to go on CN. We're currently at the 1.618 for the wave 5. So if we look at this on the daily time frame, I mean, it looks like it's still kind of developing. This could be the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. I would expect a pullback on this thing for a wave 4. On here, I would expect a wave 4 to look something. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3. So I would expect some level of pullback. Oh, got that wrong. Come on, get there. I would expect some level of pullback to maybe 300. Because the wave 4 typically pulls back to about the 0.382. So somewhere between like 300 and 216 would be a wave 4. And then you would get basically this structure. You would get a wave 4 here, and then you would get another wave 5. So that's essentially what would be next for CN. This being the wave 1, the wave 2, the wave 3 up here, the wave 4, and then the wave 5. So there's still 2 more waves to go. Typically what I like to do is trim some profits at wave 3, wait for the pullback 4. If you want to add some more, great, you can. If not, whatever. And then wait for the wave 5 and then trim profits. So the 2 zones I like to take profits are the wave 3 and the wave 5, and just trim, you know, take your initial capital out or whatever you want. You don't necessarily have to. Again, it's just a strategy that you can implement. But for me, this is an extended third wave. You should get a wave 4 and then another wave 5, you know, upwards. Once we get the wave 4, we'll be able to take this and, you know, put it to wherever this thing decides to go. Does it decide to go down to, you know, I don't know, 223, and then, you know, 562 would be the next target. Whatever the wave 4 ends up doing, you'll get a wave 5. So there's still 2 more waves to go. If you pay attention and it clicks, you'll get addicted. Yeah, charting and like analysis like this is so addicting. How can I start trading in the... So I don't day trade. Like, I'm not a day trader, so that's not something I really do. I'm more of an investor, and I look to find undervalued positions and then dollar cost average in and then hold for the long term. And when I say long term, it could be, you know, a year, it could be 6 months, it could be 2 years. It just depends on how long it takes to develop this structure. For example, with CN, I obviously missed it because I just wasn't paying attention to CN back here. But if you would have identified CN with this wave 1 and wave 2, you could have bought in at this wave 2 and then rode up this wave 3. And look how long it took for the wave 3. I mean, that took, what? 350 days. So it took about a year for this move to play out. And, you know, that's a 700% gain on your money for waiting for the wave 1, wave 2, and then you wait for the wave 3. So for me, I play more of the long-term game. Again, I just don't really have time to day trade. So I guess the simplest thing, the best thing that you can do for trading and investing is master mindset first. If you can't master mindset, what I mean by mindset is if you can't master fear and greed and you can't take FOMO or greed or fear out of trading and investing, you're going to lose every time. So I would say manage your emotions is the first step, and then learn a strategy, and then stick to the strategy and stay super disciplined. I lost $2 million in January silver crash. So much tax-free gains possible. DM me for investing, or PM me for investing in me. I'm confused on that one. I'm honestly confused on that one. Once old people started talking about it, yeah, facts. It was literally when everyone was talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I need to get the fuck out. Can you do Costco? Man, that's a big move down. Yeah, I mean, but again, you got to look at it, Dr. Thunder, and this was a massive wave 3. So again, that's why I say manage your fear and greed. I don't know when you got into this thing. Obviously, I have no idea what your strategy is or when you identified this, but you already have a 700% gain. That's a massive gain. So yes, it might wipe out, a portion of that, but again, you're already sitting on a 700% gain, hypothetically, if you were to, be in at this wave 2. Even if you're here, you're still sitting on a 500% gain. That's a massive gain on your money. So if you were to sell this here, take some profits and then rotate it into an asset that's undervalued right now, and then you compound. So if you would have bought in at CN down here, made a 700%, so 7x on your money. So you had $1,000 here. Now you have 7. Pay some taxes. Then you rotate over to Hood. You invest in 6K into Robinhood, right? Because it's undervalued right now. You make another 300% on your game. So now you have 7,000. So you turned $1,000 into 7. Pay a little bit of taxes for the cap gain, probably long-term cap gain. Then you put 6K into Robinhood, you make 3x on that. Now you have 18K. So you've taken a K and turned it into 18K just by compounding your investment gain. So yes, it might look like a decent decline, but you've also had a massive gain. So you got to put that in perspective as well. We have 7 billion in backlog and building the network to support AI. Yeah, I mean, CN does look pretty good. Again, we're going to see another wave 5. Like, yes, we get a minor correction wave 4 on CN, but in the greater scheme of things, this is just the start of a massive wave 1. So what do I mean by that? Well, you have a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. Then you get an ABC correction down. And then after that, then you get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up to the upside. So this is just the start of a wave 1. Then you'll have the wave 2, and then you'll have the next move up. So it really just depends on your strategy, right? If you want to hold through all of that, you can. If you want to take some profits off the table, wait for this 5 move to complete, and then the ABC, and then buy back in, and then wait for the next move up. Because if, say, for example, these hypothetical squiggly lines paid out, the next target for the wave 3 would be 1,000. So you would have this massive move up, correction, then another massive move up towards 1,000. So there's still gains to be made. It's just a matter of what your strategy is, how you want to position yourself, what that looks like. Taking profits is never a bad thing, and just rotating it into other stocks or cryptos, whatever you want to do. QQQ, yeah, we can look at QQQ is the same as SPY, but we can look at it. Coinbase, yeah, we can look at Coinbase. Coinbase looks pretty good too. So for me on Coinbase, I already have a 5-wave move, and we have an extended wave 3 on Coinbase actually. So you have this wave 1, wave 2, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 3, a ABC 4, and then another 5, and this ABC correction. We did have a nice bounce off of, I think it was the 0.618 level for Coinbase. Almost, yeah. We dropped down a little bit from the 0.618. We pumped up, and then we're kind of drawing some support here. For me, the next target on Coinbase is 800. That's my next target on Coinbase. But it's nice to know some insider scoop, Dr. Thunder, on what the business of CN going. I do think, based on what you've told me from a fundamental standpoint, I do think it's a long-term hold. It just depends on, what you want to do with those gains, right? Do you want to just sit on them? Obviously avoid paying taxes if you just, add on the next dip. But essentially that's what's next for CN is you'll get the 3 or you'll get the 4, the 5, ABC, and then you'll get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. I hope that clarifies some things, but I do think from a fundamental standpoint, it looks great. I mean, from the things that you've told me in the lives before, I do think it's a great ad. And a lot of things are on the horizon next, but based on the structure, that's kind of what's next. But Coinbase, Coinbase, $800 is my next target on Coinbase. Let's see here. Thinking about selling some for sure. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, from the structure standpoint, it just depends on how you want to play it. In at 40, 1,800 shares. Yeah, I mean, that's a fat bag. That's awesome. That is really, I mean, you can always take some off the table, then you feel really good about it and then wait for the correction. Like with Coinbase, for example, right? CN is sitting right here. This is where CN is. I'll show you a visual representation. This is where CN is, right here, at the wave 3. So we've had the 1, the 2, the 3, and then we're waiting for the pullback 4 and then the 5. So you could see on Coinbase, for example, where did the wave 4 pull back to? The 0.5 on Coinbase, right? If I zoom in here so you can see it a little bit better. So we have this, wave 1, wave 2. CN is sitting right here at the wave 3, and then the wave 4 pullback. Where did the wave 4 pullback for Coinbase happen? Well, it came down to the 0.5, tried to go to the 0.618, and then, pumped up a little bit, came down almost to the 0.618, and then pumped up. So CN will have something like this where we'll get a pullback to the 0.382 to the 0.618. Then you'll get your wave 5 up, and then you'll get the ABC corrective down. So it just depends on how you want to play it. Do you want to take some profits off the table just so you feel good? Do you want to hold it? It really just depends. Tau, we can look at Tau. BMB. I was actually looking at BMB the other day. Tether. I don't think there's a chart for Tether. Isn't it just like a straight line? Isn't it? Or am I wrong? I thought Tether was just a straight line. DraftKings. Actually, I was looking at DraftKings the other day because I was maybe trying to identify. I mean, DraftKings looks like it's in a really big corrective zone. Let me see here. I mean, this is kind of a 5-wave move. We have this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big wave 2. The only complex thing that I was trying to wrap my head around was this move right here, because this looks like a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and a wave 5. And then we're in this big, A wave, B wave, AB, kind of C wave. So it's just multiple corrections. Again, strategy-wise, we've already corrected this move to the past the 0.618. So it's at a deep discount. Again, my zones are always between the 0.382 to the 0.618. We could, maybe drop lower towards the 0.786. It's possible. But from a deep value standpoint, it does look like it is at a deep discount. The only concern I had with DraftKings when I was looking at it is it looks like this is a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then we should get a wave 5 lower. So, but we are sitting here, do we pump from here? Do we get one more leg lower? I think either way, it's at a big value discount from, obviously all-time highs being up here at the wave 5. It's already sitting at a 50% discount, which is pretty good. And the next target on DraftKings for me would be from current prices, right? If this was the low, $84 would be my next target on DraftKings. So that's what, a 4x from current prices. So the risk to reward looks good. Could there be more downside on DraftKings? Possible, but we're already sitting at a deep discount. So that would be, kind of what I'm looking at. It does look like we almost have like this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe a 5 wave developing. Microsoft, yeah, we can look at Wyckoff. No, so my strategies, Elliott Wave Theory. I don't use Wyckoff. Where's coin going? $800 is my next target on Coinbase. Well, let's do PLTR, then we can do Microsoft. Do PLTR, then Microsoft. I think we already looked at PLTR. Oh, PLTR. Wait, PLTR. See, for PLTR, for example, we have a 5-wave move and we're bouncing off the 0.382 almost perfectly. So for me, this was the wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you look at the, let me go to the monthly so then it's easier to get all the price action in. So when you look at PLTR on the monthly time frame, this is what it looks like, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then of this entire move, again, after a 5-wave move, you get an ABC corrective down, typically between the 0.382 to the 0.618. So far on the weekly time frame for PLTR, we've had a 3-wave move on PLTR. So if you look at it from a weekly standpoint, these are weekly candles. You have the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave down to the 0.382. We showed support there, and then we're pumping off of it. So far on the lower time frame, it does look like we have an impulsive wave 1 with a wave 2, and we should expect a wave 3 next. The only thing that I'm waiting for on this is because this could also be a zigzag formation, meaning we get an A wave up, a B wave down, and then a C wave, and then another A, B, C down. So it really just depends on how price action develops. But so far, again, strategy. It's all about strategy. It's not about timing bottoms perfectly. That's why for me, layering in between the 0.382 to the 0.618 is a great strategy, because as for PLTR, for example, we have an A wave, B wave, C wave, showed support here and then pumped off. If you would have bought at 131, you know, you're in the trade, you're not going to FOMO. If price decides to rip to the next target, my next target for PLTR is, hold on. My next target for PLTR, given that this being the bottom here, would be 450. So my next target on PLTR is 450. So if you would have bought at the 0.382 at 131, the next target is 450. Now, for example, say, you know, that's not the bottom. We get a bounce up and then a further correction down to the 0.5. Well, what do? You bought it at the 0.3, you bought it at the 0.5, and then you wait for the move up. And obviously targets will adjust if we go down to the 0.5 at 100. You know, 431 would be the target. But nonetheless, layering in is the best strategy. You can never time things perfectly. And if we see lower moves to the 0.32, 0.5, or 0.618, it's just further discount. A great way to add to your position. But it does look like we're bouncing off the 0.382 as of now on the smaller time frame. These are this is monthly candles. These are monthly candles on PLTR. What's the name of your Elliott indicator? I don't have any indicators. These are all hand-drawn stuff. If you're referring to these color-coded things, it's the Fibonacci retracement, which, you know, gives you these color codes, and then the trend-based fib extension, which gives you, you know, these sort of color codes. So that is the only tools I use. All these other numbers and stuff, that's all hand-drawn. Hyper, what's up? Yeah, we can look at Hyper. Let's do, what was next after PLTR? We're going to do Microsoft, right? Or I think we did Microsoft the other day. What's the, I don't remember the stock. Yeah, MSFT. So this one has such massive price action on it. It's kind of hard to identify on, you almost need to go to like the 6 month. So looking at this on a massive time frame, it looks like we have this being the wave 1, wave 2, and the wave 3. Now, of this wave, we can go down to the 3 month and identify, you know, maybe some subwaves of it. Microsoft being, this kind of looks like a wave 1, wave 2, and then you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave 3, followed by a wave 4 and a wave 5. So it does look like this is the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Now, I'm curious where these zones would be. We already kind of approached the 0.382. Oh. Move this. The next zones for me on Microsoft would be probably 347 to 220 on Microsoft. I think those would be good levels just looking at this at a massive time frame. because it looks like we have this wave 1, wave 2, then we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, wave 4, and then this wave 5 up. Now, I'm curious to see what this looks like on a smaller time frame if we go to the monthly. I mean, this kind of looks like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that makes sense on this time frame. Yeah, I mean, I would probably expect 347. I would expect 347 to be my next target on Microsoft, given that the wave 4 typically pulls back to the 0.382. So on a really massive time frame, this being the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, the wave 4 typically pulls back to the 0.382, and then you get a wave 5. So 347 would be my next zone. We could potentially see 284, not off the table, but 347 at the 0.382 looks like a likely zone we go down to, and then you'll get a wave 5 up. So that's kind of what's next on Microsoft. What's up, Roro? How are you? I'm doing good. How are you? Doing good, doing good. Robinhood just announced buyback. Did they already do the buyback, or are they planning on it, Sparsh? Is that would just mean that? Can you check that? So basically, the buyback means that Robinhood is going to buy stock, like they're going to buy shares of their own stock. Is essentially what a buyback is. Good stuff. Medical, life care, life guy. What's up? How are you? Good stuff. Thank you. Can you do SoFi? Yeah, we can do SoFi. Bitcoin still one more leg down. Yet 60 to 50K. What's the name of the indicator? I think I answered that question. The fib tool, the two fib tools I use are the trend-based fib extension and the Fibonacci retracement tool, but everything else is hand-drawn. Sui, yeah, sorry. Sui's been was mentioned a lot, so let's go Sui. Sui is a really good example too. When we look at Sui, like Sui is a really good example of Elliott Wave Theory as well. So when we look at it on the weekly time frame, on Sui, let me clear some of this stuff up. So on Sui, this has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement up with this ABC structure. My next target on Sui is $8.70 is my next target on Sui. Again, with my Bitcoin thesis, I do expect altcoins to have one more leg down. I mean, if Bitcoin corrects 20%, that puts us at, I want to say like 58K or 55K, somewhere right there. If Bitcoin corrects, 20%, altcoins could correct, maybe 25, 27. That puts Sui at 70 cents. So for me, I do see lower on most altcoins while Bitcoin corrects, altcoins correct, and then we resume the uptrend with Bitcoin. But $8.70 is my next target. But yeah, if they're buying back, shares, that's a good sign. Let me adjust my chair here. If they're buying back shares for Robinhood, that's usually a pretty good sign. Let's see. Somebody been watching. Can you do? I think WorldCoin. I'm pretty sure WorldCoin is just waiting for some impulses, if I remember correctly. Probably USDT would probably be the best one. Or no, maybe we looked at this. Did we look at this before? I can't remember. I mean, so on WorldCoin, like, yeah, you have this big... Or wait, let me see if I can find another chart with more price action. I don't know what this shit is. Yeah, so I mean on WorldCoin, I do own WorldCoin. I do think from a fundamental standpoint, there are treasury companies for WorldCoin. I can't remember who does it, like how BMNR and SBET are Ethereum treasuries, and how MSTR and Metaplanet are. I gotta look at Metaplanet. That's another one I gotta look at. How those are like Bitcoin treasuries, and you have the WorldCoin treasury is another company that is stacking WorldCoin, but we're just waiting for impulses off the low. There's really not a lot. You can't have this be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because this 4 retraced into the territory of wave 1, so this is invalidated, and we're just waiting for impulses off the low. SCI. Yeah, we could look at SCI. I gotta look at Metaplanet too, because I remember it. For who requested Metaplanet on YouTube? Are you still in the chat? If you are, let me know, because I know you requested that a while ago. I can't remember who it was, but I can scroll. Let me scroll. Where was Metaplanet? Gus, are you still in the chat? Are you out? Let me know if you're in here so I can do it. But if you're not, yes, I'm here. Okay, so Metaplanet. What was it again? Metaplanet. Where's Metaplanet? This one. So go to the daily. I mean, the price action looks so choppy, but I mean, it almost looks like we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a truncated 5. That could make sense. Yeah, because it does look like we have like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up. So it could be a 1, 2, blow off 3, 4, and then a truncated 5th, and then this big ABC correction. That could make sense. Now the question is, you know, what does this thing go to next? Maybe $18. That would be next on Metaplanet, based on this structure. With this being the wave 1, the wave 2. Wait a second, hold on. No, that can't do that, because this price is already retraced lower than the starting point of wave 1. So yeah, that's invalidated, so we can't count that. So for Metaplanet, the only thing we're waiting for is an impulse off the low, and then a wave 2, and then we can chart out the wave 3. But if with this being the starting point of wave 1, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, price has already retraced lower than this starting point, so it invalidated this being a wave 1, which means we're just waiting for prices off the low. I mean, I think Bitcoin treasuries like Metaplanet and MSTR will probably outperform. As far as what's next for this, like price target wise, because it's already been invalidated, I really can't give you a price target until we get an initial 5-way move off the low followed by a 2. Then I can chart out a wave 3. I do think this is at a big value discount in comparison to obviously where it was. So allocating a small portion to this is not necessarily a bad thing. But for me, I'm looking more towards MSTR and MSTU just because their structure looks really clean. SCI. I think we did SCI before. I want to say we did. Maybe we didn't. I can't remember. Yeah, I remember SCI. Yeah, SCI again invalidated as well. So similar to Metaplanet, we have this, you know, potentially wave 1, but then the wave 2 already crossed lower than this starting point. So until we get impulses off the low like that, SCI is just in corrective mode. Do you always start with the daily, then go up to the 1 hour 15 before you buy a stock? So I chart with, I go to the monthly first, then the weekly, then the daily. So again, I don't day trade. I don't, you know, I rarely look at time frames lower than the daily, to be honest. I mainly look at the weekly, daily, and monthly, and sometimes the 3-month and 6-month, just depending on how far out price action is. Like, for example, with Microsoft, there's so much price action. In order to get it, because obviously the company's been around for a really long time, in order to get it all into the chart, you kind of have to look at larger time frames. But yes, to answer your question, I don't really go lower than daily. Matt said, congrats. Oh, fuck yeah, we reached 9K followers. Hell yeah. Thanks, Matt. You've been here since I've had you've been here since the first stream I think I ever did. So I appreciate the support. But yes, 9K followers. Let's go. That's awesome. Dubs in the chat. Dubs in the chat. Chris said WWW. What's that? Wolverine Worldwide? What is this one? Is this what I'm looking at, Chris? Wolverine Worldwide? What is this one? I've never heard of this one. I mean, on the 6 month, it does look like we have a 5-way move. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. So, yeah, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that's a 5-way move. This should be so we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way move up. So far, we've corrected this move. I mean, we hit the 0.786 perfectly. Like, to the freaking number. Now, the only question is, let's look at the 3 months. So again, this is why having a strategy is important, guys. If you've identified a 5-wave move like this on the massive time frame, you know, this being an ABC A wave, an ABC B wave, this almost looks like an ABC C wave. So it does look like the bottom could be in down here, and then we're getting some price action off the low. The only problem with this price action is this can't be a 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So that kind of mitigates that. But this could be an A wave, B wave, C wave, and then we get another ABC down. It's hard to tell. Or this could be a wave 1, wave 2, and then this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a 3, and then you get a 4, 5. So it could be an extended third wave. But as far as the larger time frame goes, assuming that this was the bottom back here for Wolverine Worldwide, I don't know what the hell this company does, but structurally wise, it's got structure, so we can chart it. 1, 2, 3, 4, right up here, down here. I mean, the next target on this thing's $62. So from the low being back in here, the next target on this thing's $62. So if you would have bought in it, you know, obviously layered in between the 0.32, 0.5, 0.618, 0.786, you would be stacking a solid position here. But the next target's 62 on that. Oh, Dub followers. Oh, well, I guess we found a new stock. I guess we found a new stock for this. I'm not saying the ticker W. That's what I thought, but when you put Dub, I was like, oh shit. But yes, this does look like a decent dollar cost average. What's up, Anime? Yeah, we can jump back to Bitcoin. So you're not afraid you buy the high of the day, or does that not matter in the long term? No, because I don't, like, again, when I buy things, I don't invest with like a 3-month time horizon. I think that's what gets people tripped up, is they buy, you know, with the intention of getting rich quick and selling within 3 months. I mean, sure, if you're looking to, you know, do a swing trade, that matters. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're looking at it from a bigger picture standpoint, you know, if you buy at, you know, the high of day today and it goes down 2% tomorrow, but the risk to reward suggests a 4x, like, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, I don't really pay attention to intraday, you know, when I'm investing long term. I think a lot of people, and myself included, like, I had to go through this period of time too. Like, I had to get the emotions of fear and greed and, you know, I need to get rich quick, I need to do this. Like, good things take time, and unfortunately everyone tries to get rich in 2 months, and they're trying to buy the riskiest assets. They're going down the risk curve, like trying to find the next 100x to get rich as quick as possible. While I understand that, I get it, like, our economy's fucked, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, getting to a place where you don't have to rely, you can change your life and be in a different situation. Trust me, I get it. I understand. But you also have to weigh the risk. You have to weigh the return. If you're just going down the risk curve to some, you know, Shiba Inu fart coin because some influencer said it's going to be a 500x and you're going to get rich overnight, you might want to question that decision. Whereas if you look at things from a longer term perspective and invest with longer term, yes, you're not going to get rich overnight, but you're going to be way better off because your emotional state's going to be better. You're not going to be stressing out every time Bitcoin pumps, you know, 5% up and then dumps 20%. You got to be thinking about these things from a long-term perspective, or you're going to get wrecked every single time. And oftentimes when people try to invest with a short-term time horizon, they'll buy here, price will dump, they'll sell, thinking that price is going to continue to go down. It goes up, then they buy again, and then they've, you know, bought at a higher price, and then price dumps again, then they sell, and then they buy, and then it goes up, and then they buy again. So you just get rinsed and repeated. If you have levels, have a plan, buy, wait, and you'll do very fine. And then just compound. Bitcoin, 60 to 50K. That's my next target on Bitcoin. So still no changes there. Let me see what we got. Let me see what we got here. Can you please chart Fetch? Yeah, we could look at Fetch. I actually made a pretty good amount of money on Fetch. I think I made like a 5x on Fetch, and then I sold it. Let me see what we got here. I haven't looked at FET in a little bit. Let me move. We might have did this on stream. I can't remember. Okay, so let's go to the weekly because I need a little bit more price action here. So the only, I mean, this is technically a 5-wave move, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this ABC, then this being a 1, 2, 3, but then so there's the only problem with Fetch's price action is you have a lot of overlapping waves. So wave 4 enters the territory of wave 1, which cannot happen. Wave 4 enters the territory of wave 1, which cannot happen. While it's showing promise of it, it just, with these being overlapping waves, it kind of invalidates this being a wave 1 with a wave 2, and then we're in the start of a 1, 2, 3. Now, while we have, you know, this sort of structure on the bottom, there's not enough confidence for me. While I think this is probably good from a fundamental standpoint to give you targets and bias of what I think's next, I don't have a lot to go off of because this can't be an impulsive wave because it has overlapping structure. This can't be an impulsive wave because it almost has like this 1, 2, maybe 1, 2. I just couldn't. I mean, I do think this thing will probably perform well. You know, we'll probably get a bounce here. As far as where it goes next, I can't tell you. Can you do iron? Yeah, we can do iron. Thank you, Nick. Absolutely, Adri. Yeah, absolutely. When do you think Bitcoin will hit 200K? And again, like, it's nothing against Fetch. It's just, for me and my strategy, it's more about structure. While I do factor in fundamentals into my trading and investing, like, you kind of have to, right? Like, if you're going to invest in something, you want to invest in, like, a business that's doing well, or, you know, a crypto token, which is doing very good things. I know artificial superintelligence or Fetch, you know, because they combine with all those other platforms. They have a really good team behind it. So I do think that they're probably doing things pretty well in the AI space. But as far as like my specific strategy to chart this thing out and give you targets, I wouldn't be able to do it just because there's a lot of invalidations on the chart. However, from a fundamental standpoint and from a discounted standpoint from the all-time high, you know, it is down 93% from all-time high. So it's not necessarily a bad entry. It's just a matter of where this price target goes. I couldn't tell you right now. Once we get the initial wave 1 with the pullback 2, then yeah, I could give you a target for a wave 3. But until that happens, you know, there's really no telling. Iron, click the wrong one. I think we did iron. Yeah, we did iron. So this for me wasn't an impulsive wave, this whole structure. It just looked, you can see it, right? It's just very choppy. There's just overlapping waves. The true impulse for me started here. This being the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, and then we're in this ABC corrective structure down. So far, we've corrected this whole structure down to where we bounced off the 0.5, came up to the 0.236, and then bounced down to the 0.5 again. So as far as a value standpoint, you know, it looks pretty good. Let me see, where did I put this? I think I put this at this low down here. Yeah. So my next target on iron is 138, given that if this is the low back here, what is that, back in December of 2025? If that's the low back here, being that this is the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave, my next target's 138 on iron. If we look at the daily time frame, it does look like we have a wave, B wave, and a C wave for an A, and then we have this sort of ABCA, B, ABCC, and then we almost have like this, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3 extended 4, and we get one more dip lower 5. I mean, it's possible, but again, when you're trying to time these things, I always say timing bottoms is really hard. You can never time bottoms to the absolute certainty. That's why having a strategy is important. But as far as like a value standpoint, we're currently at the 0.5, which if you guys know my strategy, I layer in between the 0.32 to the 0.5. So from a buying standpoint, it looks pretty good. If price retraces, you buy a little bit more, lower your cost average. But from current prices to my next target, you know, that's a 200% gain on the table for iron. So it could extend, right? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to go to 1.618. What'll happen is we get a 5-wave move off the low. If we get a super extended wave 1 with a 2, the 3 could push up higher, but until that price action comes out, you can only use what is at your disposal, and between the 1.618 and the 2 is the next target. When do you think Bitcoin will hit 200K? Will it take 4 years? Again, I don't trade based on time. I trade based on structure and price action. So there's really no telling. I do think once Bitcoin bottoms, it will get pretty explosive. Could we see that in 2026? I kind of doubt it. Is it possible? Sure. Bitcoin moves very quickly, but I don't know if we see 200K within 2026. I think it would probably take within, 1 to 3 years. So again, that's all just opinion and hypothetical. It'll take time just with anything. So the risk to reward looks really good at these levels. And, again, being a long-term investor is more important than trying to time these things to the exact number. Failed wave 5 at the end looks like. On which one, Jacob? Are you referring to Iron, or which one are you referring to? I think I missed which one you're referring to. Zen? What's Zen? Zeeth Energy? I mean, this is such choppy price action. I mean, it kind of looks like we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with this ABC, and then we're in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. But this price action just looks too weird to me. It looks like this is a lower market cap, which I would be cautious of this one. It just doesn't look. It just straight down and then up. I would stay away from this one. Tau keeps river. What's up, Gab's dad? How are you? Tau, what's Tau at today? What are we working with? Yeah, I mean, my next target on Tau is 1300. So, and you can see from this chart back here, where do we correct to? The 0.786, which again, layering in is your best strategy, because you can see on Tau, for example, look at Tau, right? It was a very complex wave too. You had an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and an E wave. Or this is just like a W, X, Y, XZ structure. So it's very complex. That's why layering in, don't getting chopped out is your strategy. You buy between the 0.382 to the 0.618. So your first buy was here, then you buy a little bit here, then you buy a little bit here, then you buy a little bit here, and then boom, you just wait. What did price do? It chip chopped around between basically the 0.382 and the 0.786. Price just chopped around there. You could have layered in, 4 different buys, lowered your cost average, waited for the next move up, and then boom, you're holding until 300. So that for me is why having a strategy is so important when you're investing. 1300 is my next target on Tau. Did you do SLV? I just joined. I want to see if I purchased at a good price. SLV? Yeah, we can look at SLV. On the smaller time frame, I'm curious what Tau looks like. So this actually looks like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. So you can see it on the smaller time frame too. Let's just make sure everything validates correctly. Yeah, I mean, Tau went perfectly between the 1.618 and 2 for the wave 3, so that checks out. You have the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 between the 1.618 and the 2, then you have the wave 4, then the wave 5. Now, how far is the wave 5 gone? The wave 5 is currently sitting at the 1.618. It looks like it could potentially price up a little bit more. But it does look like we have a 5-wave move on Tau, so we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Assuming that we pump up a little bit more, or this is the top, the next short-term target on Tau would be between 268 to 221. So you'll have this be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll get an ABC down. Somewhere between 268 to 221 would be the next zones. So don't fear, pullbacks always happen. Tau is going to do the same. It just has a very impulsive wave 1. Then you'll get a wave 2. Assuming that those prices come to pass, the next target on Tau here, give me a second. The next target on Tau, assuming that the top's in here and we pull back to the, say, 0.5, the next target on Tau is 569. So We'll get some level of ABC pullback here to between the 0.32 to the 0.5. Then we'll get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moving up to about 569, potentially 646 on Tau. So this looks like the impulse of wave 1. You know, obviously we'll have to let price action determine what's next, but we should see a pullback somewhere here and then another impulse of wave up. So again, don't get nervous, don't get fretted, stick to a plan, have a strategy, and you will do just fine. What's up, Ash? How are you? Let's look at SLV. Yeah, we looked at SLV yesterday. What was I saying about SLV yesterday? Oh yeah, this was the wave 1, the wave 2, the wave 3 up. Curious where we pulled back so far. I can't remember if this was the bottom. Let me go to the weekly. I need to see the price action here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this was the start down here. Okay, so far we have pulled back on SLV to the... We've had it. We look like we're developing a 3-wave move. You can see it here on the chart, right? You have this 3-wave move after the top wave 3. We have this A wave, B wave, C wave. And so far on this move, we've retraced to between... We're actually lower than the 0.5. So decent dollar cost entry here, you know, between the 0.5 and the 0.618. That's where price is currently sitting, kind of right in the middle. A little bit, not necessarily so much in the middle, but we had a big A wave, B wave, C wave. Decent dollar cost entry here at the 0.5 to the 0.618 on the wave 4. If this is the bottom, the next target on me for silver would be 139 would be my next target on silver. That is subject to change once we get the price action like this off of these lows. If we get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, we could also get, you know, we don't have to see the 1.618. But once we get this wave 1 with the wave 2, I'll be able to chart out a wave 3 followed by a 4 and a 5. But before that price action comes out, 140 is my next target on SLV. Let's see here. What do you think Tau can drop to? I hope, or I think, yeah, we just covered that. Or I think that comment was out. Topper, let me know if I covered that comment or not. I think that comment, I didn't see it while we were covering Tau, but let me know if you saw the levels that I just put on there or not. If you didn't, I can go back. How can I start trading in the simple way possible? Again, I'm not a day trader, so I can't answer that question. I'm an investor. You did. Okay, perfect. Filecoin just in corrective phase. There's no impulses, so there's no point in looking at the chart. What extension did the wave 3 reach? Oh, on silver? It was pretty extended on silver. So if you look at this here for the wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3. If I can get the thing here, hold on. Wave 1, wave 2 was right here. So it overshot the 2.618. If I hit this, let's see. Let's put on maybe the 3. No, it went more than 3. Maybe 4. No, I think it's more than 4. Let's put on the 4.618. Yeah, I mean, it shot up all the way to the... Like, so basically all this means, guys, just for easy terminology, is the length of wave 1. So what the trend-based fib extension does is it takes the length of wave 1 and then puts it at the starting point of wave 2, and then if wave 3 was to extend the same exact length as wave 1, it would be right here at the 1 extension. That means wave 3 equals wave 1. However, we're sitting at the 4.618, which means this wave 3, or wait, hold on. This wave 3 was 4 times longer than the length of wave 1. So this being the wave 1, this being the wave 3. The wave 3 was 4 times longer than the length of wave 1. That's all it means. So it did extend super far, which is possible. Like, it can happen. Like, you know, that's why wave 3s are oftentimes the most explosive waves, and they extend the most. XRP. What's up, Gerald? How are you? Yeah, we can do XRP. Richard, what's going on, man? I just logged in. Can you cover just the numbers and targets for Tau just really quick? Yeah. Let's go back to Tau, then we'll go to XRP. So for me on Tau, what I'm paying attention to, I don't personally own Tau. I have a lot of crypto exposure, so I just really wasn't looking to add more. The only ones that I'm looking to add are VeChain and EOS, purely due to the chart and the risk to reward, because the reward was more than this. So I was like, I want to put a little bit there. I kind of want some exposure to some smaller market cap tokens, but higher time frame target 1300, subject to change just depending on where this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave develops. I do think looking at the smaller time frame, this is the start of the wave 1. We should get the 2 and then the 3. But on the smaller time frame, on this initial wave 1, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure developing. Once this thing tops, we can obviously chart out fib extensions, but using the current price, hypothetically, if this was the top, the next zones that I would be paying attention to are 262 to, come on, 262 to 217. So this being the wave 1 and ABC2, somewhere between this zone, and then after that, somewhere around 560. So 260, 260 to 217 to 560. Those are my next zones on Tau. Man, that's a ripper. Never pulled the fibs on SLV myself. Yeah, SLV, I mean, that's what I was saying before when we were covering gold and silver. I was saying, guys, like, and this was weeks before, we had the price action that developed when it had these big liquidation candles. I was saying it before. I was like, guys, gold and silver is top. Like, you should diversify or at least take profits because it's looking like it's top. I mean, look at the fib extension. The thing went absolutely crazy, but people didn't listen. All good. I caught the Trump pump on Monday. Oh, wait. XRP. Yeah. I got to look at XRP. Yeah, beware of Trump's tweets. Any tweet he does has volatility in the market. All right. So let's go to XRP. Let's go to XRP and then Bitcoin, and then I'm probably going to end the stream there because it is 8:30. I am getting a little tired and I need a little bit of water and I want to relax a little bit before going to bed, hang out with the wife. So let's, because we went a couple hours today, so I'm happy about that. XRP, my next target on XRP is like $5.67. I do think we see one more dip on XRP. To the extent of where that goes, we'll see. But so far on XRP, obviously we're sitting kind of at the 0.618 retracement right now. Do I think we see the 7.786 at $1? I do think we do see that. If Bitcoin corrects, 20%, this would correct, 27%. That would be perfect, down to the 0.786. So I do think we probably see $1 on XRP, and then $5.60 is next. Hype. Yeah, all right. We're going to end with hype. That's what we're going to do. We're going to end with the hype coin, and then we'll be back on tomorrow, same time. Let's do that. That sounds like a plan. Let's end with hype. Do you do Wyckoff? I don't. I only use Elliott Wave Theory. Which is the hype chart we've checked out before, guys? I can't remember. I want to say it was the Coinbase one. No, it wasn't the Coinbase one. I think it was USDT. That's probably what it was. Mexi, maybe? No. I bet. No, I think it was the Mexi one. I think it was the... see, like with hype, there's just not enough price action. Unless there's another chart that has more with price action, there's just not enough. Like, this doesn't look like a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 because it could potentially be that. But nah, because price action's too choppy. It just kind of chops up. However, on the smaller time frame, on the daily time frame, what I am seeing right here on this is this looks like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a wave 2, and then we're in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we hit the 1 extension. I do think we pump up a little bit more. This being the wave 1, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Yeah, so the next target, I do think we see some more extension on this thing. Is this being the wave 1, the wave 2, the wave 3, you know, kind of up to about $54. We'll get a wave 4 and then a wave 5 and then a big ABC pullback. So that's essentially what's next for hype is continued upside. We're going to probably pass $43 on hype because if this is to be a wave 1 with a wave 2, wave 3 has to extend longer than wave 1, which means 43.50 has to get taken out. So we should see some more upside. We'll get a correction and then one more pump up on hype. Elliott Wave's plenty enough on its own, honestly. Yeah, I love Elliott Wave. For me, it's just very simple. Like, once you learn it and you study it and you just do it every single day and you're as addicted as I am to these charts, like, it just becomes, like, second nature to you. And once you get the hang of it, you do it a lot, you see it a lot, you analyze charts a lot, like, it just becomes, like, just part of you. And once you get the hang of it, it becomes a lot easier. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to end with hype there, and then we'll be live again tomorrow. Wanted to make an announcement too. I'm working on getting the Discord, just like continually setting that up. So I added a new channel today for those of you that are interested in sharing charting ideas, or, you know, obviously I use Elliott Wave Theory. Not everyone does that, but I created 2 channels on the Discord. I have just like a general chat, and then also a like community charting chat where you can share, you know, trading ideas with other members in the Discord. Charting ideas, technical analysis, like post all the charts that you want, you know, gains or losses or whatever, whatever you want to share in there. It's for the community. Like, y'all can go crazy in there. I don't really care. But I wanted to make a channel specifically for that so that we have the general chat and then the other one. Where's the Discord link? So if you go to my bio for those of you on YouTube, it's in my YouTube description. On Twitch, it's in my description as well. I think Kick, it's in the description, and then TikTok in my bio. My link tree's in there, and it has all my other socials in there, and then it also has the Discord link at the top. So when you hit that the link tree in my bio, the top link is my Discord link, and it'll take you directly to the server. New today, when do you go live? So I go live Sunday through Thursday between 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern time is when I go live. And that's Sunday through Thursday every day. I think maybe some of March Madness has kind of had a little bit of a wrinkle in it. I won't go as long probably on Thursday just because of the games. But after obviously March Madness ends, it'll be back to the regular schedule. But yeah, Sunday through Thursday. But yeah, if you have questions or if you need help finding the Discord link, just shoot me a DM. I'll send it over to you. Why does it go sideways? Oh, when I do this, when it like goes like, I have my phone on like this arm and it wobbles sometimes when I hit it. So I try to, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Absolutely. Topper. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, Gerald, I just saw you getting there. Ice joined. Okay. Yeah. I'm seeing you guys come through now. I want to do Elliott Wave 3 class with you. Do you offer classes, private group? I'm very interested. Please let me know. I'm working on that, Richard. So for those of you that are interested, I am kind of designing it right now. I'm just structuring how I want to do it. I'm probably going to offer some level of, it's probably going to be a multitude of different things. So for for a membership type thing, I'm going to offer like coaching specifically for Elliott Wave Theory. If you're interested in that, obviously not everyone's interested in learning Elliott Wave Theory. They may just want like buy and sell targets, or, hey, where do I buy this asset or whatever. I'm working on setting up that, so stay tuned on that. But that will include some level of coaching. So we'll have separate Discord calls. So I'm not going to go live on my socials. I'll go live on Discord and have a voice chat on there. And for those of you that are interested in doing coaching, we can go and do a private Discord chat channel, and I'll have that all set up and everything. And then I'll do like either individual or group, just depending on how many people that want to do it. And I'll set a schedule for that. I don't know what that's going to look like. Is that going to be, 2 coaching sessions a week, 3 coaching sessions a week, every single day? I'll work with y'all on scheduling that as far as like what works best for everyone time-wise. But that is in the works because I've gotten a lot of interest from people saying, hey, I want to learn this stuff. Do you offer some type of membership plan where, I can start learning this? Or do you offer like a signals-based thing, like, hey, I don't want to do Elliott Wave Theory on my own. I want to basically just go off of what you do and, buy when you buy, sell when you sell type thing. So that'll all be included in the package. Stay tuned on that because I am working on it. Where do you think goodbye? So we just did. Is that Sassy? I remember you from the. I think I recognize that name. So we just did Tao. I'll probably clip this up and post it on there. But I'm actually about to get off the live, so I can do Tao tomorrow if you want to join tomorrow. How do you pronounce your last name? Cassesi is how you pronounce it. Can you use Elliott? Can you tell Elliott to make Bitcoin rocket? Yeah. I think Elliott's R.I.P. Ralph Nelson Elliott. I think he's dead, so we'd have to dig him up, which is not necessarily a good thing. So we'll let him rest in peace. But yes, I will put a phone in to tell him rocket. What are your credentials? Just look at my work. I'm not going to answer that. Just look at my work. Go back, look at my channel, look at all the work that I put in. I've been in investing and trading and everything. And I was a former financial advisor, over 8 years. So I guess that's my credentials. Did you already circle? I'm assuming you're asking if I already did the stock circle. Yes, we covered circle. Yes, please, Talbot soon. Okay, perfect. Especially wearing that shirt. What's wrong with my shirt? What, you don't like my shirt? I think it's a golf shirt. I got this for free, actually, playing golf. There was a charity event on a golf course by me, and they were doing a charity for veterans, and you had to buy in. Like, you could say, like, all right, I'm going to give, $25 to charity, and if you got a birdie on that hole, you got a $100 voucher to the gift card. Well, guess what? Your boy stuck it within 8 feet and drained a birdie putt, and got a free t-shirt. So yes, it is a free shirt. Well, technically not free. I did pay $25 to the charity, and then I got the birdie. It was a 210 yard par 3. I took out my 5-iron, stuck it within 8 feet, and then made like an 8-foot putt for birdie. And then they gave me a voucher for the gift card, or for the pro shop, and I got a free shirt out of it. So yes, this shirt is very memorable to me. So you can just kindly get out of here for that. What's up, Mike? How are you? Seems like we have a hater here. Yeah, man, they never stop. But it's good because they help push my videos and help the algorithm with all their comments and hate. So I love it. Free shirts are the best shirts. Put the money in the market. Yeah, 100%. Nice. Okay, with that being said, perfect. I will definitely sign up for that teaching course with you. The sooner the better. Go March Madness. 100%, Richard. 100%. I'll keep you posted on that. I'll definitely make an announcement. I think I'll probably do some like courses as well. Not courses, but like some digital PDF guides too. I'll make like the membership thing more of a like paid membership thing, because obviously I want to get compensated for my time and putting in all the work. So it'll probably be sort of a paid membership where I do coaching, signals, all that stuff included. But then I'll also probably develop some type of, guide, like a PDF or some type of digital download that I'll offer for free. So those of you that aren't interested in doing that, you can download these guides for free, or maybe a few bucks or whatever, just to get compensated for my time of putting it all together, and have it like $5 to $10, and it'll be everything about Elliott Wave or whatever. But things are in the work. I'm excited for it. Again, I thank you for all the support as I've kind of grown this channel and been documenting everything and going live. It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy it. So with that being said, I will see y'all tomorrow. Richard, I'll keep you updated on that. And for anyone else interested, I'll post a video on that. So have a great rest of your night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, wait. Ash, what was your last? I'll answer Ash. What was your last one? Based on the structure we currently have, is it possible Bitcoin goes low? I don't see 30. I really don't. I see 60 to 50, but we'll evaluate it as it comes out. But I will see y'all tomorrow. And for those of you on YouTube that I haven't closed out yet, I'll see y'all tomorrow.